Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
From your trusted local weather source, this is KCRG First Alert Weather Now.
Well, as we've been talking about last week and to start this week, we knew this was coming, a first alert day, active day. Let's dive right into it. You guys are tracking severe storms. We do have the potential for large hail mostly. Is that right, Corey?
At this point, that's what we've seen most of the reports on. We did have that one tornado warning earlier and a couple of tornado reports. However, at this point, we're no tornado warnings, all large hail threat.
Yeah, but with that, we also are underneath a tornado watch, and so that opportunity is still present, and that's across all of the TV9 viewing area.
Good point. It was along Highway 20 where we've seen most of it now, but there will be more farther back off to the west, heading east, and that means Cedar Rapids, Vinton, Iowa City, Dubuque, still going to see some storms pass through. Let's take a look at that tornado watch, because that's what you do need to know as we move forward, and we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go ahead. When I can get up, if you want to pop that up on the weather lab, that'd be great. There's your new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. It's for Buchanan County. That'll be until 5:45. 2-inch hail, and there's rotation in the storm. We just talked about that. This is a tornado possible tag on this as well, or tornado possible observed. So we'll watch and see exactly what the Weather Service decides to do. Buchanan County, 5:45. I would get in a safe place. Those of you in Independence right now, along Highway 20, and as we head farther off to the east. That watch does continue for large hail as well as that tornadic threat. That goes until 10 o'clock tonight, all the TV9 viewing area. Other warnings that currently are in effect. Let's go ahead and take a look. On our first alert day, we do have the newest warning that we had prior to the one just issued for Buchanan County, Bremer and Butler. That actually goes until 5 o'clock. That will be in effect until 60 miles an hour, and about ping pong ball size hail. Additional warning for areas of Blackhawk County. There's what we're seeing right now. That'll move into Buchanan County. That again until 5:45. In addition, off to the northeast for Allamakee, Clayton, and Fayette counties, portions thereof. Hail about 1 inch in diameter, 4:45. That warning goes to and until 5 o'clock. Floyd County as well as Chickasaw County have had some reports as this storm has moved toward the Charles City area off to the west of Nashua that we have seen some baseball-sized hail. Live picture from our Waverly City Cam right now shows the ragged skies that are out there. Kind of an ominous-looking sky as some of these storms do move in. 80s, that's really kind of fuels some of those storms in other areas right now where it's rained in Waterloo. We're down to 69, but look at at our dew points, mid-60s. So that is still an atmosphere that's ready for the potential for more storms. And you see that chance does continue into areas of the overnight hours. Strongest probably through about 9 o'clock or so. That's when our first alert day expires. Southwest winds 15 to 25. Low tonight gets down near 60 degrees. What happens with these storms? How do they evolve as they move forward? For our first alert focus, here's meteorologist Corey Thompson.
Yes, we do have that threat, and the conditions are still favorable for the development of large hail and possible tornadoes, as Joe has been mentioning. You can see even a little bit of a damaging wind threat, although it's a bit secondary to that hail and tornado threat at this point. Both hail and tornado stuff could be particularly intense. Here's the ingredients for hail, and that's why we're seeing the setup today provide the right ingredients for large hail development. You can see even as we get later into the evening, you still see those yellows and oranges south of Highway 20. So the threat continues into the night. The tornado ingredients at this point not popping up, but we will change one thing here. Bear with me for 1 second. We're going to change one field that's going to give us the current information live on screen. There's the tornadic ingredients, and you can see it sticks with and near the Highway 20 corridor as the highest chance, but even areas south of there, you're not out of the woods, which is why we have that tornado watch ongoing. Let's take a look at Pinpoint Futurecast and take a look at the latest information on where these storms may be headed. It obviously has some development farther south, which Joe showed you, starting to take place south of these main storms now, and so we do want everyone south of Highway 20 to pay close attention to, but then those storms continue off to the east. It is very rapid with this movement. I do think some of these storms will be lingering later into the evening than indicated here, but it's just a good indication that you have at least a few more hours that you have to stay weather aware and be ready to take action. And now it's not the only day that we have severe weather as a threat. We've been telling you about severe first alert days as throughout the last several days. Camille Dinka here with more on tomorrow's chance.
Yeah, yet another first alert day has been issued for tomorrow. This will be again another afternoon evening storm system, and that's again because of the chance of seeing scattered strong to severe storms pushing across the TV9 viewing area. Pinpoint Futurecast, we start out Wednesday with a few lingering showers from possibly some redevelopment through the overnight hours. We will watch though as we head into about 4 o'clock for the potential of seeing some more storm development. Here it is. We see it potentially south of Highway 30 here in this particular model. It's going to be pretty dependent on where a boundary ends up setting up. Very similar situation to where we've been at today. Also still seeing some of that potential further to our north. Still going to be continuing to see the opportunities for showers and storms into about, here's 10 o'clock on Wednesday. That will push out, and then we'll be seeing some drier conditions as we head into Thursday. Finally, but Wednesday we do have a slight risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. Large hail, damaging winds are the primary threats, although they can't necessarily rule out that potential for a tornadic activity. Danielle.
While Iowans brace for severe storms, people in other states have already been cleaning up. This is the moment a severe storm began rolling through Kansas. You can see lightning is flashing as that front moves over the city of Lawrence. It was a similar view for storm chasers in the Kansas City metro area. You can see the lightning captured by the camera. The storm brought at least one tornado in Miami County last night. And let's take a look. This was the damage left behind. The tornado destroyed buildings and tossed debris across farm fields. The Miami County Sheriff's Office said homes, businesses, and other structures were impacted. Emergency crews went door to door to identify immediate needs. The American Red Cross set up a temporary shelter. People in Michigan are dealing with flooding. This is the community of Indian River on the northern end of the Lower Peninsula. Cell phone video captured high flood water surrounding one woman's home. In the background, you can see it rushing along the tree line. This flooding is driven by recent heavy rainfall. It is so severe, people living near a dam are encouraged to prepare go bags in case they have to evacuate. Engineers have been using pumps, gate removals, and thousands of sandbags to try to keep the water levels in check. And people living in the Madison area saw some damage from storms overnight. We're getting video from our sister station located there. These are photos and videos of severe damage to the roof of a church in East Bristol. That's also in Wisconsin, and that's roughly 30 minutes northeast of Madison. And in Deerfield, just about 30 minutes east of Madison, a fallen tree blocked a road. Those storms are also causing flooding in several Wisconsin communities. This is a look at the floodwater in the community of Marion. However, Wisconsin officials say they're still in good shape because the dam is continuing to hold.
Right now we're holding our own. The dam's in great shape. We're at our high water point, but we've been that way for about 3 hours.
Okay.
So we feel like we may have crested at this point.
Okay.
So we're hoping to continue to subside.
One Wisconsin fire department says it's already had to conduct a water rescue in Swamico. The fire department rescued 3 people from a home threatened by that floodwater.
And I want to give you another look at where the storms are right now on Pinpoint Doppler radar. We're watching areas across northeast Iowa right now producing hail. We'll detail those warnings in a second. More scattered storms likely getting strong to severe as they push to the east. They have been strengthening, moving across Tama and Poweshiek County. We'll continue to watch those carefully as well. As far as the warnings, we do have a warning in effect right now for areas of Bremer County as well as Butler County. 1.5-inch hail. That's until 4:45. Black Hawk County now into Buchanan County. They have had some large hail observed, 2-inch in diameter hail as that storm moves toward and just north of Independence. It looks like that storm itself will move just north of the city of Independence as mentioned. Allamakee, Clayton County right now back toward areas of Fayette County. Some scattered areas of storms in one area certainly producing some large hail, up to baseball size hail reported from this cell as it moved across Floyd County just to the east of Charles City, just to the west of New Hampton. That also moving at about 60 miles an hour. That storm itself in effect until 5 o'clock. The warning does continue. Waverly City Cam again. We're continuing to watch it very carefully as that storm moves through. Very ragged, low-looking clouds. We'll keep our eye on that very, very carefully as we move forward in the remainder of our evening hours.
Storms can sometimes produce tornadoes, with the most severe of those being EF5. But just how much power can those pack? We'll see in today's Weatherwise question. Stay with the trusted local news and weather source, KCRG-TV9.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because we could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Could someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
A wide view of pinpoint Doppler radar across the entire TV9 viewing area shows the most intense storms still located near and north of Highway 20, but we're seeing additional development taking place south of there too. No severe thunderstorm warnings south of Highway 20 at this point, but it's an area to watch as storms continue to potentially build up and affect areas like Cedar Rapids and Iowa City within the next hour to hour and a half. But we'll pinpoint up north first. Joe just gave you the latest look here. The currently strongest storm is actually in Floyd County, moving into Chickasaw County. Potential for baseball-sized hail with this storm based on the National Weather Service warning, and that will be in rural areas of northwest Chickasaw County. You can also see that this warning in Bremer and Floyd County would be for hail up to the size of ping pong balls. And the biggest storm of the day still remains this one tracking along Highway 20. It has the potential for golf ball sized hail. Independence likely to see that very, very soon. Manchester, you were not in a warning, would be next in line as well. We'll continue to track these in the coming hours.
Well, as we take a look at our weather-wise question for today, we sometimes get some tornadoes, so I'm going to turn over to Carter for his weather-wise question.
My name is Carter, and I go to, and I'm also Strawberry Hill, and my question is, how much wind is in an EF5 tornado?
Thank you, Carter, for your weather question. Hey, Joe or Corey, can you get rid of the notification for that severe thunderstorm warning when you get a second? But how the tornadoes are formed is you get those surface winds that occur along the ground, but in the upper atmosphere, you also get those stronger wind levels there too. You get a rotating column of air because you got stronger winds up in the atmosphere and strong winds, but not as strong along the surface. That creates that rotating column of air along the surface and up into the clouds as well. That rotating column of air is then interacting with thunderstorm updrafts, and those thunderstorm updrafts will turn that horizontal column of air into a vertical column of air, and then we start to see a wall cloud form. A wall cloud will start to drop down from the clouds that are producing those thunderstorms, and eventually potentially creating a funnel cloud. Rotating column of air continues to build downward. If it doesn't touch the ground, it becomes a funnel cloud. But once it touches the ground, it is then considered a tornado. An EF5 tornado is the strongest tornado that is would be recommended, or would be what a tornado would be referred to as. EFU is undetermined in those wind speeds, but how we end up figuring out when a tornado happens, or what the scale of it is after tornadoes move through the damage that it has caused. And so we see damage potentially with an EF5 when there's wind speeds of 200 miles per hour or more on that system. And so afterwards, the National Weather Service goes and looks at that. So that's how strong the winds are in an EF5 tornado. How many EF5 tornadoes do we get in the United States? This is since 1953. Not as common, really. It's not a super common experience. But we do get April, May, and June having the highest opportunities to see some of those EF5 tornadoes. Again, 200 miles per hour for those wind speeds, a quite damaging system when those EF5 tornadoes do happen. Thank you so much, Carter, for your weather question. If you have a weather question, you can submit your video questions to KCRG.com/UNews.
Now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Joe Winters.
Active to say the word. That's what we really have, and a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that warning is. This is a new one for areas of Chickasaw and Floyd County. That one continues. It's just off toward the north right now, so this would be farther off toward the north. This is the cell we see just off toward the northeast, northwest rather, of New Hampton. It'll move toward Highway 63 and eventually head toward Cresco. We're looking at 2.75-inch hail. That's getting up to baseball-sized hail. And this storm already in areas of Floyd County has produced some baseball-sized hail. So again, north of New Hampton as we head toward Highway 63 heading toward Cresco, boy, that is some of the large hail that we talked about had the potential in these storms. Our first alert day does continue through 9 o'clock. Large hail and tornadic storms, certainly the primary threats as these storms move through. Tornado watch in effect from Washington all the way to the north. The entire TV9 viewing area officially in effect until 10 o'clock. Give you a little bit of a radar tour across across the area. Scattered areas of showers and storms certainly out there, as we can see. There was a warning on this for some hail in areas of Alameda and Clayton County that has since expired, but could be some small hail in the Postville area. This is that large cell in southern areas of northern areas of Chickasaw County now, heading farther toward the north. That's where we do have that potential baseball-size hail. Farther to the south in areas of just eastern Blackhawk County, now really moving into Buchanan County. Independence, we have 1 3/4 inch hail. That's about ping pong ball size. As it continues to move off toward the east, looks like it'll move near the city of Independence, right along Highway 150, just south of the city of Owine back in Fayette County. Farther to the south, no warnings, but we've talked about and watched this development. It's getting stronger as it moves now toward Vinton, heading into areas of through Benton County, back across Tama County, as we can see, into areas of Iowa County as well. It's lifting off toward the east-northeast, so as these evolve and move to the east, they certainly could get strong enough once again to produce hail as well as that tornadic potential. Again, they're kind of discrete cells. There's not really a line, so we're not looking for an incredibly line of wind to move through. It's the tornadic and hail threat that we have. Live from our Fayette City Cam right now, where we do have some of that activity in place. Notice we head towards 6 o'clock. Some of that activity continues to move through. 7, 8 o'clock, we still have activity in the areas. That boundary remains, and it does diminish a bit as we head toward the evening. Could be some overnight redevelopment as well. For tomorrow, highs upper 60s, mid 70s is another storm chance, although it looks less than what we've seen as we move through the past couple of days. Take a look at our 9-day forecast. Wednesday, 75, 77 on Thursday, 80 degrees expected on Friday. And once again, we are going to see a first alert day on Friday. Corey will have more details on that coming up as we take a look at the next 9. It does extend all the way into next week. Still a bit of active weather from time to time, but this week certainly the most active of the weather that we've seen for this spring, and that will continue, as we said, all the way through the end of our week. Now here's Danielle, what's coming up at 5.
Thank you, Joe. Iowa lawmakers are looking to ban out-of-state doctors from prescribing abortion pills to patients in Iowa. Supporters say the bill shields women from unregulated abortion drugs, while opponents say it puts rural communities at risk. Coming up on the KCRG-TV9 News at 5, we'll see the new restrictions women could face if this does become law. And we will have a detailed look at your active next 9 when First Alert Weather Now continues. Stay with your trusted local news and weather source, KCRG-TV9.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because we could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
We're back with you now in the First Alert Weather Lab. The National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued a tornado warning for Buchanan County. The storm has intensified as of late, and it does still contain the possibility of 2-inch diameter hail, but the rotation within the storm has increased too. And so the National Weather Service in the Quad Cities, including much of central Buchanan County in this tornado warning, goes until 6 o'clock tonight. And so that will be right across the Highway 20 corridor and just to the north. This has been the same area where the storm has been tracking all afternoon long, and so we will stick with you now for additional coverage as this storm continues to evolve. Meteorologist Joe Winters is here with me, as well as meteorologist Camille Dinka, and the storm is very, very intense, Joe. We'll take a look and get a storm track as soon as we can here in just a second. We've got this storm moving to the east at about 35 miles per hour, and it does have a bit of that hook shape to it, and so that's why some of that rotation has increased. And we will put that storm track on for you right now. Independence, you should definitely be headed to your safe place at this point. So it's just a couple minutes away. Doris closer to 509, Winthrop at about 516, and Buffalo Creek County Park, which is right along Highway 20 there, that would be closer to about 518. So it is possible that this storm will exit the warning area before 6 o'clock. And so folks down toward Delaware County, really want you to be mindful of this too. Manchester, Earlville, Greeley, Dyersville, as we get into western Dubuque County. If this storm maintains its strength, and it looks like it will, we will still have that chance for additional severe weather and tornadic development.
In addition, with the tornadic development potential, we also have up to 2-inch hail, and right now kind of highlighting, if we go to Max 1, we'll find it. You see the hail from 190th Street, just near Littleton, just off to the east, near Otterville, south of Otterville Road, over toward Nathaniel Bethel Avenue. That's the area right now south of Bryanttsburg. That could see that potential for some large hail. That's some 2-inch hail, which is again about the size, golf ball size to lime size. It's kind of a lime size hail if you think of how big that is. That's in the area. Large hail certainly a threat. That warning itself goes until 6 o'clock as well for all of Buchanan County. That's part of the tornadic warm storm, but also again some large hail certainly possible as well. Wide view, as we've been kind of showing you throughout weather now. Scattered areas of showers and storms out there. Many warnings went until 4:45. Those have since dissipated. Now, though, we do notice we have more scattered areas off across northeastern areas of Iowa, Prairie du Chien to Elkader over toward Fayette. We also have additional warnings up to the north where baseball-size hail is possible. That across areas of Floyd County, heading into Chickasaw County, moving out of Floyd into Chickasaw, and eventually heading toward Howard County. That's in effect until 5:30. And we also have, in additional to that, warnings for far eastern areas of Black Hawk County, but it really looks like that has now cleared Black Hawk County. It's really Buchanan County that we are most concerned with, where it's just north of Independence, where we do have that storm potentially producing some rotation and leading to that tornado warning that has been issued.
Yeah, it looks like it would be locations just west or just northwest of Independence, kind of in that area where the colors aren't as bright. On Joe's review there and here using our velocity data, Doppler radar detecting the movement of rain and wind within the storm, and you can see where that circle is just northwest of Independence. That's the area of rotation that prompted this tornado warning, and it would be moving pretty much due east. So that puts it very close to areas of Independence within the next several minutes. So you need to seek shelter at this point, and you can see it's going to move right along Highway 20 or even just north of Highway 20, perhaps Old 20 as it moves through Independence. As that warning continues. Looks like they still have it as radar indicated. New update from the National Weather Service, now up to the potential for tennis ball sized hail, Joe.
Definitely some large hail. Let's go ahead and remember our tornado safety, which we are talking about, of course. Go to the lowest level of your home. Those of you in Buchanan County in the areas that Corey was mentioning, under something sturdy. Grab your bike helmet, cover with blankets, pillows, or towels. Avoid windows, doors, and outside walls. No basement available. A small interior room is the best place to be. Again, stay safe as that storm moves through. Better to be in a safe spot and watch that storm move through than to watch that storm move through in an area where you could get harmed. We don't want any injury as those storms continue to push through. And again, it is a tornado warning that's in effect for an area of Buchanan County, a large section of central Buchanan County. It's the area that we see highlighted in red. So that does include right along Highway 150. The hail part of the storm moving just to the north of Independence. So this now extends just north or near Independence. Looks like it'll go near or just north of Winthrop, and then move north of Masonville as it moves off toward the east, about 35 miles an hour. Let's go ahead. We can put a storm track on that for you so you can kind of get an indication when that storm will move through your area. And this one now has picked up a little bit of speed. Previous storms moving at about 25, now at 35. Let's just kind of focus right near the Independence area and off to the north for about the next 30 minutes. Otterville, we mentioned earlier, about 5:04. Wapsipinicon River Access Park, that's at 5:03. Doris at 5:11. Winthrop at 5:18. Buffalo Creek Access Area at 5:22. Lamont at 5:29. Masonville 5:31, and Park at 5:31 as well. In those areas, you need to be in your safe place now. And as mentioned, lowest area you can get to safely as that storm continues to push through.
Let's take a look at Max 2 real quick, just for a new severe thunderstorm warning as well. This is off to the west of where we're talking about this tornado warning. This is actually an area that's already seen a storm today, and so today may be the type of day where we see more than one storm in the same place. It goes until 5:45 for good portions of Hardin, Franklin, as well as Grundy and Butler counties. Grundy Center involved, as well as portions of Hardin County up toward the Parkersburg area. This is for quarter-sized hail, so it's not as intense as the storm to its east, but it is a developing storm. It will be tracking northeastward as well and providing that chance for some large hail across those areas. It's moving more northeast, whereas the storm Joe was mentioning in Buchanan County, it's moving a bit more due east, and so that's why a little difference there between these two storms. But just wanted to give you the heads up on that. We are also additionally watching more storm development off to the south. These storms aren't severe, but the areas of Benton, Iowa, as well as Poweshiek County, we have new storms tending to develop. So far, not severe, but ones we're watching very closely. The environment is primed for storms to continue to intensify.
Camille, what are you of the hail potential?
Yes, I have recent hail paths, which is radar indicated of what we have been seeing potentially from these storms. So tornado warned storm is what I'm more so focusing on. It's right along the Highway 20 mark right now. As you head into Buchanan County, this tornado warned storm does have radar indicated hail sizes of up to a golf ball sized hail, also some lime sized hail potentially in that storm as well, which is going to be pretty indicative also of seeing that rotation within storms as well, and get hail with that too. So hail is also one of the other things that we have been working with and have been focusing on for that potential of seeing some damaging hail from this storms, as well as that tornadic threat, which is what we've been focusing on for these storms.
Yeah, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is for Benton and southern areas of Buchanan County. So if you weren't under the warning earlier, you're under the warning for this. This is a cell that's near the Mount Auburn area right now. That's north of 218. This is for hail at about 1.25 inches in size. Again, that puts it up to about quarter-size hail. Mount Auburn, it should move off toward the east, probably about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Not wind in this storm, but certainly some large hail. Kind of pinpointing one of the areas right now where we're seeing some of that hail, as we can see just south of Mount Auburn, right around 18th Avenue to 55th Street up to 53rd Street. Keep in mind that that's where you could see the hail moving right through the city of Mount Auburn, and then that hail continues farther off. It could hit the city of Brandon as well, and eventually, if it moves a little bit more east towards Spencer's Grove, as well as Rowley as we enter southern areas of Buchanan County.
And what we're on the air for, though, right now, in addition to those severe thunderstorm warnings, is the tornado warning in Buchanan County. Let's take a look at Max 2, where we've got that area of rotation looking fairly well defined, just northwest of Independence, or very close to the city itself. And so you definitely need to be in your safe shelter for areas near and north of Highway 20 in Buchanan County. That would include the city of Independence. That would include areas near Doris, as well as Winthrop, and over toward the Buchanan Delaware County line. Delaware County not included in that tornado warning at this stage, but if this storm maintains its intensity, and it's just about as intense as it has been all day long, that is what we're watching. There are potentially some damaging winds too. There's a storm spotter watching this storm closely and just reported to the National Weather Service that there may have been some damage from some of the winds associated with this storm too. Sometimes you can get some wind on the backside of storms that curls around that hook echo and provides some additional gusts. But right now, the tornadic threat is one that we're watching and staying with you here live on TV9 for additional information. So again, if you live within those areas mentioned on the screen or anywhere near them in rural parts of Buchanan County, it's very possible that a tornado will take place with this storm as it moves through.
So again, take this storm seriously. As Corey mentioned, certainly continue to watch and get into that safe place as quick as you can. If we can pop up pinpoint Doppler radar, we'll be able to see. If you can keep the maybe Max 2 in the little box and keep Max 1 in the big box right now, just for a short period of time, you'll be able to see where that rotation is in the storm in areas of Buchanan County, but also you'll be following the storms that are scattered across the area. That's all the way to the north, heading down farther to the south, as we can see, in an extended area of isolated or discrete cells, not really kind of conglomerating together that we see many times into one large line that's going to produce a lot of wind. It is areas, as we said, of tornadic development potential, as well as the possibility of hail, and we certainly have seen that across the area in many locations. I understand we have some hail pictures that we can take a look at from the Cedar Falls area. We have no significant damage reports. There you go. There's some pictures, and there you go. And this is a great way, if you're going to take hail pictures for us, compare it to something. You see a quarter in the middle of that picture, all those much larger than a quarter. So you're talking about a quarter is about 1.5 inches in diameter or so, about 1 inch in diameter. This is bigger than that as we head up toward ping pong ball, golf ball size hail as well. We have had some baseball size reports. There's a golf ball and there's the hail. You see that as well. So numerous reports of golf ball and ping pong ball sized hail from these storms. These again from the Cedar Falls area. Thankfully at this point no significant damage has been reported. So thank you. We appreciate that. When you send those pictures to us, that helps us see exactly what's happening in the storm as well. Line of storms scattered across the area. They'll be with us for the next several hours as they move off toward the east. Still no warnings. The one warning down toward Ottumwa, but as we head along Highway 20 is kind of the spot northern areas, as we can see, of Benton County, heading into southern areas of Buchanan County. A new severe thunderstorm warning, though, just issued. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. That is for most of Benton County. That'll be until 5:45. Also looking for some hail. So those cells we've been following for the past couple of hours off toward the west, initially near Des Moines and Ames, have continued to strengthen, and now pockets near Vinton, Van Horn, right along Highway 1, as we can see, just up toward Interstate 380, just off to the west of Lynn County. Some hail that could be about 1 inch in diameter. We could expect larger hail as well as those storms continue to move off toward the east and northeast. We do have some golf ball hail reported in the storms down in Ottumwa.
Yeah, so just goes to show what you can find in these storms across all the area. And those storms of Benton County would tend to move toward the Cedar Rapids, Marion area. We've also got other storms in Poweshiek County that could come close to the Iowa City, Coralville area too. And so even if you haven't seen storm activity just yet, certainly not out of the woods, and definitely not out of the woods in the Buchanan County area. Max 2 could show you in the main box there a little bit of that rotation. Still no official reports from storm spotters. The radar indicated notice there on the warning continues, but it is pretty strong rotation at this point in this storm. It's pretty far away from the radar site in the Quad Cities, but it's showing decent amounts of rotation that would lead us to believe that you could see tornadic development anywhere just near and northeast of Independence. Winthrop would be potentially in line for this too, as well as areas just west of Masonville. If you live along Highway 187 coming north out of Highway 20, another spot that would be where storms could easily affect you within the next 10 to 15 minutes, likely, as this storm tracks off to the east. So it still could produce very large hail, if not that tornadic threat. So it's sort of a two-pronged issue here as we look for those areas. But again, no immediate indication at this time that there has been a tornado or that a tornado is likely. So that is good news at this point, at least. But we will, of course, continue to track it. Very dangerous storm moving through that area.
Looks like the rotating part of that storm could arrive in Doris right now. Winthrop, we've been mentioning Winthrop, about 5:15. Buffalo County, Creek Park, that's at 5:17. Masonville at 5:28. Coffins Grove County Park, right around 5:33, and Manchester, the airport over in Manchester, 5:36 is when we would expect the rotating part of that storm. If you are in that area, definitely be in your safe place. That's where you need to be to stay safe. That's where your family needs to be to stay safe as well. In addition, in that area, we're looking at the potential for 2.5-inch hail, so that is up to about tennis ball sized. Certainly some large hail in spots, kind of pinpointing some of that we did earlier, as we see that's just off to the southeast of Bryansburg. As that storm moves through areas of Buchanan County, it could move toward Lamont. Looks like at this point it may move just south of Aurora, but that could also feature some large hail. Also some larger hail still looks present just to the north of Jessup. Also within that warning box, certainly not the tornado warning, but that's also under a severe thunderstorm warning as well for those cells. Farther down to the south, we'll take a look. Continuing to see more and more warnings issued. That was the latest one that was issued for areas of Benton County. That includes Van Horn as well as Vinton, Belle Plaine. You see our Vinton City Cam in the lower right-hand corner of your picture. Not noticing any hail. Are you noticing any hail at all?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, so there is also a report from the fire department that in Vinton they're receiving quarter-sized hail or have received quarter-sized hail from this. So currently not seeing hail right now, but that says one cell's passed through, another one is on the way, and so likely to see yet another round of hail falling from this storm as this continues to pass through the area. Again, one of those severe thunderstorm warned cells that is pushing through Benton County right now.
Did have a report near New Providence as well in Hardin County of some quarter-sized hail. There's a severe thunderstorm warning out that direction. Looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning too for portions of Jefferson and Keokuk County. That's for the storm that's coming out of the Ottumwa area that has produced, I believe they had a report of golf ball sized hail down that direction too. So at this point it's warned for the ping pong ball sized hail, but certainly plenty of strong storm activity there. It looks like it may be one storm sort of splitting into two, and so you would have this storm moving to the northeast, this one perhaps moving a bit more to the right toward the Fairfield area. We'll have to see how that evolves over the next little while, but those storms that move northeastward when a storm splits, they can produce very large hail along a path, so that is something to watch out for certain. But what we're here for is the tornado warning that is in Buchanan County. Do want to bring us back to there because of the rotation that is present, and it's pretty evident. Joe, you've been showing the sort of the classic reflectivity look, the reds and yellows, but if we turn on the velocity view again, it's a little messy, but there is still some pretty good rotation just near the Winthrop area. So you very much need to be in a safe shelter anywhere near Highway 20 and points to the north in Buchanan County for sure. But even just a little bit south of Highway 20, if you live in rural areas out that direction, the storm can wobble on its track, and so we don't want you to take this any less seriously than the other areas because that potential will be there too. Another area we're watching, there's a second storm right behind this one that you were talking about just near Jessup. There's some modest rotation there too. At this point, that's not what this tornado warning is for, but you indicated, Joe, and I think you're totally spot on. That one will have a pretty good chance to produce hail too. So Independence, once that first storm goes through, you're not out of the woods in terms of severe weather threats. At this point, you may be in better shape in terms of the tornadic threat. But don't let your guard down entirely. The atmosphere very much, especially right along that Highway 20 corridor, frontal boundary hanging out. That is the area that we've seen the ability for storms to rotate get maximized, and there's some indication there that that could continue. The storm spotter that's watching this storm and reporting back to the National Weather Service, he says he's starting to see rotation develop near and south of Winthrop. So if you live in that area, as we've been highlighting, that's the time to head to your safe shelter, below ground if you can, first floor if you can, in an interior room.
If we go ahead and take a look again at some of the storm reports we've seen, it has been mainly hail reports, which is better news than a lot of tornadic reports again. And you can see that hail right along Highway 20, kind of two areas that have been favored so far with some of those reports, particularly along Highway 20, stretching from Independence back toward the west as we head toward Grundy Center. Some areas produce some of the large hail as well as those systems move through. Just pick a couple of the reports for you. And once again, we continue to watch that cell move off toward the east right along Highway 20, produce additional hail. So golf ball size hail, that in Wellsburg a bit earlier as those storms move through. In the Waterloo area, we did have a report of 2-inch hail. That in Waterloo, that happened about 4:29. So again, as those storms moving through, most recently over in Independence, again, some golf ball size hail. That happened at 5:05. Secondarily, we had another area farther off toward the north. That was started in areas of Floyd County and continues to move off toward the north. We'll continue to follow those cells. There was some baseball size hail reported in these cells as well as they moved across areas of Floyd County. 1-inch hail, that over in Allison as it moved toward the Green area. The report there about, again, some golf ball size hail and 1-inch hail as well in areas of back farther to the west in areas of Floyd County. So again, numerous reports, mainly some hail right now, but we have had that 2 tornado warnings so far as those storms have evolved and moved through. So far, no direct confirmation that we have any tornadoes in the TV9 viewing area. We'll continue to watch that carefully, but we still are on the air right now, as we have until 6 o'clock, a tornado warning that is in effect for areas of Buchanan County. The tornado watch covers all of eastern Iowa. That will continue until 10 o'clock tonight, just to kind of watch those storms as they push through. And as we said, and we've been talking about, both tornado and hail, certainly possibilities across the area as these storms have been moving through. North of Independence right now, the rotation's still holding together. Is it a little bit more?
It's still there.
Okay.
So we're looking at on max 2, and it's still there. It's broad. It's a strongly rotating storm. The narrower rotation that we look for in these situations for a tornado development hasn't really developed in a very clear, well-defined way. That storm spotter that's been following the storm did say that he saw a brief tornado that was south of Winthrop, but it did lift, so it may have been on the ground briefly, and that's within that broader area of rotation that is fairly strong. Some of that is showing up as red near Winthrop, but it's actually in reality just the wind going into the storm is so strong it's kind of fooling the radar, and that rotation is present just near the Winthrop area. If not, the development of a tornado, likely a very strongly rotating wall cloud moving through that area. Now, a bit of a saving grace, maybe we're starting to see some of those other storms in the surrounding area get involved. If we put on the more traditional view that, Joe, you've been working with and show that storm that's now